Well, good morning. Hello, friends. I think that I am live here. Facebook is lagging on one side and not on the other, so let's see what happens. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Tiffany Huckelman. I am the founder of Lone Orange, where we help solopreneurs scale their businesses with fewer headaches and more time and more profit. That's what we do. We love helping solopreneurs take their business from where they're at to the next level, which is pretty exciting. And there we are live. I'm checking on my phone just to make sure. And we have audio. So good deal. We are set to go. So I want to tell you a story today. I needed out. I needed out of my job 10 years ago. And one day I had literally a light bulb moment that I was going to start my own business. And it was the perfect plan. I'd be my own boss. I'd help people doing the work I loved. I'd work on my terms. I wouldn't have to hire anybody. It was going to be perfect. So, about a year in, I was being very successful. I was just about full, but I didn't love what I was doing. I was working all the time. And I was the hardest boss that I'd ever had. So I started over. I renamed, I rebranded, created new services, and that is how I've built the business I have today. But even as I started Lone Orange, I began to hit a ceiling. I began to hit limits of my own capacity, of the work that I could do myself to serve my clients and still run the business and have a family and do everything else that I wanted to do. Like there was a capacity, there was only so much I could do. And that was a big eye opener for me. So my options, it seemed to me, were bring on a team, raise my prices, or settle for where I was. And maybe there was a combination of the first two, the team and the prices. But I knew that I wanted to grow my business. And apparently I wasn't going to be able to do it all myself. So I knew that I wanted to grow it. So I had to find a way to be able to scale that business beyond just me. Now, when I started my business, I did not want to have a team for anything. I didn't want to manage people. I felt like I was afraid it was going to be a big old headache. Like I just didn't want to have that team. But I was hearing more and more. In fact, I heard a story. I heard a speaker one time say, if you don't have people working for you, you have built yourself a job, not not a business. And I remember sitting in that networking that chair, that banquet hall, and like my heart just tightened, my chest just went, "Ugh," and I was angry because I thought, no, I am building a business. Yes, it's only me. I don't want a team. I don't want a team. Kind of felt like a little 2-year-old temper tantrum. I don't want a team. I want my business. But it became clear to me in a month following that she was right. That if I really wanted to create a business, I was going to have to build a team, have people, have systems, make sure that I had my identity right, make sure that I had my messaging right, make sure I had my culture right, bring on teams. I was going to have to work in systems, be more efficient, work in some automation. Oh, that seemed overwhelming to me because I didn't know how to do it all. But I will tell you, so if you're feeling like that, I get it. Like there comes a point where you know you want to grow, but oh my gosh, what do you do to do that without the headache? So I have good news for you because I was able to do it. Yes, it took me a long time, but it's all possible. I figured out how to scale my business beyond just me and how to attract clients that I love working with and not the ones that suck me dry. To have how to build a team that I love working with that isn't a headache to deal with, to have fewer headaches than I had before because I'm not doing it all, and to have more profit. Like that's the dream, right? And so I hate looking around and seeing other solopreneurs struggling. like I did, like I was. Like I'd see myself in so many solopreneurs around me. And so I've been able to look back and learn and realize that just as much as I wanted to scale my business, I didn't have the foundation in my business to do so. And unfortunately, I only recognize this in retrospect. But I didn't have that strong foundation. Now I have kind of gone back and tuck pointed it and kind of patchworked it together. And so I have the strong foundation now. But I didn't going into the scaling project. So what I have done to help my clients figure out how to scale their own business beyond themselves is I've created a 4-step process that I call the Scale Your Brand Method. And this method gets that foundation strong so that you have a strong foundation, that you are confident in your foundation, and that you can build and sustain a scalable business and profitable business. That's what I want for you. So here's the 4 steps. I'm going to tell you the 4 steps right now. The first thing that you have to do is to clarify your essence. So knowing who the essence of your business. Now, as a solopreneur, that's you and your business are very intertwined. So that's why I love working with entrepreneurs, because I help pull that out of the solopreneur brain so that we can make it into an identity for a business. And that identity isn't just about the business and your core values and your personality and your why and all those kind of great things. It is the root of your culture. So when we get ahead and you're going to start building a team, you need a culture. Well, that's what the identity begins to form for you. So it's getting clear on that essence. It's also part of your essence is who you best help. We hear about it in the terms ideal client. I talk about it as an ideal client, but it's really thinking about who you best help. Who are the people that you can best transform their lives and their businesses? Who are those people? Who are the people you love, and who are the people that are going to value you and pay you what you're worth? So all of that is getting clear on your essence and on your identity. So that's step number 1. And that's a big step. That's a big component of this foundation. But that's step number 1. The second step is be confident in your expression. So now that you know who you are as in your essence, now how do you communicate that? How do you communicate it to the people that you best help? How do you communicate it compellingly and clearly and attract those right people? And how do you do that verbally with the words you use, but also how do you do it visually? Because we communicate, as humans, we communicate 96% faster visually than we do verbally. So making sure that your visual communication aligns with that essence just as much as your verbal is super important. So that's why it's the second step, to be confident in your expression. The third step, and this is where we go outside of the typical branding world, is your client experience. What does that have to do with anything? Well, your client experience, branding is a relationship. Let me back up. Branding is a relationship between your product and your customer. So if you know your essence, you have your messaging down, now the relationship that you're creating in that client journey, in that client experience, is gold. It's key. It's all the work that you've done before has to show up in this client journey. And it might to some level if we're just doing it, because especially solopreneurs, you just know what you want to do. You know how much you want to give to your clients. And that is great. But when you can sit down and get intentional about what that client experience is, it gives you a couple things. One, it helps you find some gaps that maybe you weren't even thinking about, that your client needs from you that you weren't even aware of. So it's finding those gaps. It also allows you to up-level that experience. You can find ways where you can just by little things kind of kick it up a notch that make it very memorable for your clients and easy for you to do. And then the third thing that having this client experience figured out for you is that you can scale it. You can bring other people into this. so that that you can delegate some of this work so that you're not the one always doing it, but your clients are still having an amazing experience with your business and your brand. So the third step, so we have clarifying your essence, being confident in your expression, delivering a stellar client experience. And then once you have that, and only when you have that, are you ready to start thinking about expanding? This is kind of the end cap on this foundation. But being ready to expand now gives you the chance to look at your systems. Oh, systems. Some people, like me, get all giddy and excited about that, and some people are like, oh, God, systems. But I tell you what, systems are a gift to a business because that's what allows you to be able to train new people, delegate people, no matter your turnover. Having good systems allows your clients to have a predictable and profitable and powerful experience. So that's why having those systems is so important. And I love teaching people about how to develop their systems. And I have people come to me all the time, just teach me about your systems. And I can, but I tell you, if you don't have your identity and your expression and your experience figured out first, the systems will just kind of be ho-hum. Having all this figured out first, you can weave all of that into your systems, and then your systems are that much more powerful. Then you can start thinking about bringing on a team because now you know what you can delegate and you know how to teach them so that it doesn't dilute your brand, that your clients are just as happy working with them as they are with you because they're getting a similar experience. And then we can start talking about efficiencies and automation. And those are the things that are going to help you expand what you can do and expand your reach. And then from there, the sky's the limit. So that's why I think this foundation of the Scale Your Brand method is so critical, especially for solopreneurs. When I was building my business, I knew that I wanted to grow, and I saw all these things that maybe I could do to grow. But looking back, what I really needed was this strong foundation. And yes, I was able to patchwork it together, and so can you. But if you want to learn from my mistakes, if you want to accelerate your learning, then let's do this process together. The Scale Your Brand method, I've seen it work for so many people in so many ways, from being able to take a solopreneur who had just had a dream about adding people to making that a reality for her, for having somebody who already had a team develop all of the identity and the messaging and the systems, so now she can train that team and trust that they are delivering just as well as she is, even if she's not watching over them. So all of that gives you back your time, it decreases your headaches, and it makes you more profitable. And that's what every business owner needs, right? So that's what I want for you. I want you to be able to learn from my mistakes and accelerate your growth. So if this sounds like something that you need in your business, in your life, then I'm going to put a scheduling link in the comments below when this live is over. I'd love for you to just schedule a 30-minute chat. It's no obligation. It's free. I just want to see what you're doing when you're with your business and see if I can help in any way. See if it might be a right fit. Now, I've mentioned before, and it's coming soon, but I'm getting ready to launch a group coaching program that's going to take a group of people through this process. I'm super excited about it. I already have one person enrolled. Yay! And I will be revealing some more information in the coming week. So if you are interested in that, make sure that either you schedule that appointment with me or DM me and just let me know that you want to be on that insiders list, and I will make sure that you find out about that information first. All right, friends, I hope that was helpful. If you especially are thinking that you need to grow your business and you're not sure where you need to start, look at this foundation and make sure you have a solid foundation before you try to build on top of it. All right, friends, we'll see you next Thursday. Have a great week. Bye.